Replayability is a key factor in the enjoyment of video games, and I don't think many games in recent years have done it better than these two. Bang! Super Mario Odyssey, and boom! Breath of the Wild. These games, dude, if you haven't played these yet, I'll personally send you money to go buy them. Okay, not really. But, I mean, every time you load up one of these games on your Switch, it's like a whole new empty canvas to beat the game however you want. Let's start with Odyssey. Our example will be the Sand Kingdom. When you first visit this kingdom, you need only 16 moons to progress the story, but 70 to choose from. Now, if we do a little math here, stay with me. If there are 70 total moons and 16 needed to move on, that means you can do 4 different playthroughs of the game without repeating a moon. That's insane. Having so many options to move forward makes every time a different experience. The player has the choice between getting the quickest moons they've never gone out of their way to grab, and, you know, maybe a little bit of both. And that's not the only thing that makes Odyssey a replayable masterpiece. How'd that get in there? Moving on, Mario's movement in this game opens up so many possibilities to challenge the player to push the game to its absolute limits. Now you could do it the normal way and go bop, 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 and got it. Or you could do it the real way, the cool way. You go down and oh, the cool way. There we go. There are so many moons with alternate ways to grab them that every time I play this game, I always sink so much time just into trying different routes and jumps to different moons. The movement is so good, I just can't put it down. Alright, that's enough praise for Odyssey. It's time for Breath of the Wild. Now, well, Odyssey's replayability comes from Mario's movement, Breath of the Wild's comes from the world. Link's movesets are pretty basic on all his weapons, just a couple swings and maybe jabs and stuff, but pretty basic. So Reggie, the creator of all Nintendo games, had to come up with a way to make combat unique with such a limited moveset. Well, lucky for us, Reggie also invented a little thing called physics. Don't know if you've heard of it? This allows the player to get creative with the different ways to tackle an encounter. Now, I could kill these bokoblins the normal way, but I got this giant boulder right next to me, so I gotta use it. Let me just get him over here with the whistle. Alright, here they come, walking right into my trap. Absolutely clueless. Here we go. Push the rock, and boom. So, that's just one of the ways to destroy any chance of these bokoblins' families ever seeing them again. Let me tell you, the first time I discovered that dropping octoballoons would lift objects into the air, it opened up so many possibilities. You already know I lived out everyone's lifelong dream of making Link a sky pirate. Wait, just me? Another aspect of Breath of the Wild that makes it such a different experience is that for most of the game, the main objective is just defeat Ganon. Oh, I just gotta defeat Ganon? Well, I look like this, and Ganon looks like that. So, that's not gonna work. Okay, so now you gotta go explore this huge map and collect armor, items, and weapons until you feel comfortable enough to take on Ganon. You're telling me that I get to choose when I fight the final boss in this game? Is that allowed? Can they do that? Similar to Odyssey, Breath of the Wild allows the player to create their own difficulty. Maybe one time I play through, I want to get a little crazy and skip the Divine Beast and go straight to Ganon in my underwear with a mop. And the game lets me do that? Are you serious? Both of these games seem pretty simple on the surface, but when you dig a little deeper and try things in a more unconventional way, there's a depth there that brings me back over and over again. Beating the game becomes like a secondary goal at this point. I'm just exploring and trying to do things as crazy as possible. By cleverly making the player feel like they're breaking the rules, the developer encourages even more experimentation. These games are so good, I don't think they'll be topped on the Switch, at least until the sequels come out. So, I'll close with this. Nintendo, please announce Mario Odyssey 2, and while you're at it, maybe just like accidentally drop a copy of Breath of the Wild 2 at my doorstep early? Maybe. I mean, we're like best friends, and I just think if I had a best friend who really wanted Breath of the Wild 2 early, I mean, I would get it for him. Just saying. Just saying.